Christine Lagarde takes on her new role at the ECB. New risks are coming to the fore, from the trade war to an impeachment inquiry that could hit the US economy and thereby the global economy, and it could roil markets. I put it to her, the uncertainty, especially around trade, is now coming back and making her agenda that much more difficult.
That's absolutely true. Two things. US versus China, and generally US trade policies, are having direct effect on the consumer prices, on the volume of import and export. If you go and buy a cell phone, if you go and buy a fridge, if you go and buy a television set, it is going to cost you more simply because of the tariffs that no manufacturer in his mind would ever pick up for himself. He will pass it on to the consumer. So that's impact number one. Impact number two, because you don't know what the tariffs are going to be. You don't know how you're organizing your supply chain. You don't know whether you're going to be able to tap into such and such markets. You just sit back and you don't invest. So it's a combination of the direct and the indirect impact of those trade policies and trade uncertain future policies that are creating this impact.
We can see both sides of Pennsylvania Avenue. As one side, the top bit, looks to impeach the other side, the bottom bit, don't worry, it's not a political question. How worried are you that the gridlock's going to get worse and that's going to transmit itself to a complete lack of decision-making economically and leadership, such as the US hasn't already ceded elsewhere?
You know, I lived through Watergate, and I was actually working on the Hill as a little intern of a member of the House Judiciary Committee, Bill Cohen, and I could see in those days how much energy, focus, brain power was actually spent on the Watergate issues. If this is going to be the same again, I can only imagine how much more energy, brain power, and focus there will be on those purely political issues, which will be a complete distraction from focusing on the economy, producing values, the well-being of people. I respect what is going on, and I have no opinion and no view because I'm not an American. But from an economic point of view and from the global economic point of view, it could very well create massive disruption, and I think it would undermine the US leadership.
What will you miss? When you leave here and you're packing up next week and you're putting your teapot into the tea chest and movers are coming, what will you miss?
I'll miss my friends. I'll miss staff, board members, people that I have worked with at the IMF. I'll miss the city. There's always, you know, complaints and concerns and criticism about Washington, but it's been extremely hospitable and nice to me for the last 8 years, and I'm just grateful to the United States of America.
You constantly say, fix the roof while the sun shines.
Yes.
Where you are going, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not raining, you're right, but the sun is not really shining either, yet.
And where you're going, arguably, there are more rain showers. Arguably, a lot more rain showers in Frankfurt, ECB, Eurozone, Brexit. So we figured you'd need this. We figured you'd need this. It is your own umbrella, but despite the fact it is dark outside, in your world, it is always sunny.
Being optimistic has a lot to do with inspiring confidence, and that's what we are very short of at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.